A family feud is brewing inside the Jackson family. 14-year-old Paris Jackson is fuming, angry with some of her famous family members, including her Aunt Janet. Here's why Paris is taking a stand. Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris, has triggered an explosive family feud by attacking her Aunt Janet and her uncles. The dispute erupted over a letter sent by Janet Jackson, her sister Rebe, and brothers Randy, Tito, and Jermaine to the two men handling Michael's $200 million estate. The letter claimed 82-year-old family matriarch Katherine Jackson was stressed from dealing with the estate and had suffered a mini stroke. Now 14-year-old Paris is taking to Twitter and blasting the claims about her grandmother's health. I am going to clarify right now that what has been said about my grandmother is a rumor and nothing has happened, Paris tweeted. She is completely fine. I will defend my beloved family members with all I have, even if it means from other family members.
Paris Jackson is 14 going on 40. This is a very sophisticated young woman.
Paris also tweeted, I don't care what people call me or if they think I'm a bad person. If it means sticking up for my grandmother, I will do it. She also posted a tweet aimed directly at her Uncle Randy saying, hello, dear family member. I don't appreciate you telling everyone things that aren't true. Thank you very much.
She is independent, she's strong-willed, and she's nobody's fool.
But Jermaine Jackson is not backing down. He says his mother did have a mini stroke, but says she is now doing fine.
Paris Jackson lashes out. The 14-year-old daughter of the late Michael Jackson has dipped her toes in a scandal. It stems from a letter from Janet, Rebe, Randy, Tito, and Jermaine Jackson, which calls for the Jackson estate executors to resign because MJ's siblings believe the King of Pop's will was fake. The executors tell E! those are false and defamatory accusations made by family Michael chose to leave out of his will. The letter also alleges Katherine Jackson had suffered a mini stroke, but Paris took to her Twitter page to say it's not true. I don't care what people call me. If it means sticking up for my grandmother, I will do it. Adding, I will defend my beloved family member with all I have, even if it means from other family members.
Yeah, and that last tweet that we just saw on the screen referred to her talking about Randy. Maybe he should respect his mother when somebody tried to call her out and say, hey, maybe you should respect your elders. So, and the other thing here, Kim, is recently Paris was going to, I guess Paris had signed on to work on a movie. There were rumors that Janet Jackson didn't want her to do that, maybe get involved in entertainment while she's that young. Is there a rift going on between Paris and other members of the family? Because they were so close. When I saw them during the Jackson trial, it just seemed like the family was coming together.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. Reportedly, I guess people maybe were upset that Paris was going to kind of take this path, star in a movie, be an actor, because, as you know, Michael, of course, took so many pains to try and shield the kids from the public eye, to give them a normal life, to give them a normal childhood, something that he really never had. But it really seems that when Paris speaks, whether she's tweeting about it or even in the interviews that she's done on Ellen and with Oprah, other places, she seems so in control and so stable and so normal in so many ways. So if she really does want to pursue a career in entertainment, it's not because somebody's forcing her, it's not because somebody's pushing her. It seems like she really does enjoy this. She talked about how she used to do plays and improv with her dad, with Michael, and it seems like that's what caused her to have such a love for acting. And it seems like, again, this is what she wants to do, not because someone's forcing her. So hopefully that's the case. She will pursue what she wants to do on her own because it's something she loves.
Yeah, and she certainly doesn't have any problem speaking her mind, Kim. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Well, you know, not too many 14-year-olds do. Let's be honest.
Some of Michael Jackson's brothers and sisters believe that his will is fake, and they say the men who control his estate are only after fame and fortune.
I would do anything for Michael. Bar none. I won't do anything.
5 of Jackson's siblings sent a scathing letter to the executors of his will, claiming that it's, quote, fake, flawed, and fraudulent.
This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it.
Tonight, the famous Jackson clan goes to battle with each other. It's an ugly Twitter war between the late superstar Michael Jackson's 14-year-old daughter, Paris, versus, in the other corner, Michael's brother, Randy. Wow! On one side, what I'm calling the new Jackson 5. 5 of Michael Jackson's brothers and sisters, Janet, Jermaine, Tito, Randy, and Rebe, wrote a letter to the executors of the Jackson estate saying the will is, quote, fake, flawed, fraudulent. Could the king of pop's will really be a forgery? Or are Jackson's siblings bitter because they were all left out of the will while Michael Jackson's young children are in the will and could rake in hundreds of millions of dollars? The Jacksons claim the will's powerful executors have tarnished the family name with dubious projects. One project? The rehearsal film, This Is It, from AEG. Straight out to Alan Duke, entertainment editor for CNN Wire. Alan, you've got on one side Katherine and the kids. They are the beneficiaries of this will, which could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. On the other side, all of Michael Jackson's brothers and sisters who don't stand to get a cent. Is this really a family divided?
Well, there are what Katherine Jackson's lawyer described to me this afternoon as a complex family dynamic. And he said that these children, we're talking about Prince, Paris, and Blanket, are having to sort through this family dynamic. And he said just as their father did, they'll make appropriate decisions about how to deal with the situation. Well, how did Michael deal with the situation? Apparently he wrote them out, well, he did. He wrote them out of his will. So what's happening here, this split, this earthquake in the Jackson family, could affect these children in their relationships with their uncles and aunts for some time. It's very, I can tell you, Paris is very upset this week because of what's happening with her grandmother.
Well, you had some new information. What is it?
Well, I can tell you that on Sunday, Rebe, Janet, and I believe Randy was also involved in this, picked up Katherine from her home in Calabasas and took her on a vacation. And she's at a spa resort near Tucson, one I think that some celebrities go to. And the reason that Paris is so upset is she called there wanting to speak to her grandmother on vacation. Of course, everybody needs a vacation, but they didn't allow her to talk to her grandmother.
But
and
wait
so
a second, aren't these the same people who said that Katherine had a mini stroke?
Katherine didn't have a mini stroke, according to everybody I've talked to. That was actually...
Didn't they claim that? Didn't they claim that?
Yeah, well, they put her on a plane and took her to Tucson, Arizona, and that's where she is this week, and apparently won't return for a few days. And so Paris especially is upset that she's not able to talk to her grandmother. Now, this is a child who 3 years ago lost her father, and Katherine Jackson since then has been the person most close to her, and she can't talk to her, is what I'm told.
To replace you as my lover, I never did, I have a doubt.
That is Janet Jackson from YouTube, Love Will Never Do. She is a superstar in her own right. Jen Hager, Radar Online, why on earth would she lead the charge when she's so successful and so wealthy in her own right?
You know, Jane, there's a lot of questions about this letter that this media outlet published. There's numerous errors in the letter. First and foremost, Tito Jackson's name is spelled incorrectly in that letter. Secondly, as Alan Duke referred to, Katherine Jackson never had a mini strip. Why this letter was written, who actually wrote this letter, and when and if Janet Jackson did sign that letter. And you also have to ask yourself, why is this letter being written now? Well, we know from the law, statute of limitations, no one can contest Michael Jackson's will now. It is the time limit for the statute of limitations has expired. I'm told, sources tell Radar, that Katherine Jackson's wrongful death lawsuit that she has against AEG, which her son Randy Jackson put her up to filing, she's been deposed in that matter, and the depositions for her are grueling. It is going very, very poorly. So I think the Jackson siblings...
A PhD in Jacksonism in order to understand all this. Jen Hager, thank you so much for joining us. Alan Duke, wow.